Welcome everybody, Vinyl Spin here. This is Vinyl Finds number 9, so I'll get started here. This is Klaus Doldinger's Passport, Looking Through. Great jazz fusion here from about 74. Yeah, love it. From Japan, Isao Tomita. He began in 74 with his beautiful Snowflakes Are Dancing LP. Put out a whole bunch, maybe a dozen or more albums. This is one, and then the other one I'm going to show here, one that I was missing from my collection. Yeah, very nice here. This is Impressions of an Astronaut, Spacewalk. All electronic interpretations of classical music. Carm might like this. Here's Live in New York, Tomita, Back to the Earth. And here's a group that I know, Carm, you like, and I love them too. I don't have very many albums by them, but what I have by them I love, and what I have heard in between these two albums, it's great. They have a very just a very earthy, primordial, ethnic type of sound. Great jazz group here, Oregon. Now, what does that cover look like to you? That is very reminiscent of Styx's Grand Illusion album cover, with those trees in the forest there, instruments kind of popping out from behind. Yeah, this one is called Out of the Woods, and it's from, let's see here, 78? Yeah, I think 78, a little later in their career. I have their debut is one that I can think of off the top of my head. I think it's from 72. Really like that one too. Yeah, very, very nice music. Hudson Ford. These two guys were in the Straubs. Here they go solo. More of a pop vein, with progressive embellishments here and there, but for the most part, a very melodic pop music. I think they put out maybe 3 or 4 albums. All great albums. This is a really good one too. Very good songwriting. Very good, infectious pop tunes here. Love their music. Check it out. Here's one I found from Gong that I was missing, Angel's Egg, from 73. I think number 2 in the what was it, their trilogy. I forgot the name of their trilogy, but Flying Teapot was number 1, Angel's Egg was number 2, and then You was number 3. From 74, I think. Yeah, or 73. Great album here. Tim Blake, electronic synthesis, that did Blake's New Jerusalem, and the other album just before that I've shown before. Yeah, he's in here. Just a whole bunch of great musicians in here. Oh yeah, the Radio Gnome Trilogy. The Radio Gnome Trilogy was the title of that. Here's another group I really like, Caravan from England. Better by Far. This is one I was missing from 77. Another good album. I have a preference for their early to middle period. But there's still some good stuff to be found on these later albums, 76 to 80. 80 is the last one I have by them. It's just titled The Album from 80. A little bit weaker, the weakest of the batch up to that point. Here's one of my favorite disco, kind of a funky disco artist from, is it France or Italy? Man, I can't think, I can't remember now. I think he's from France. Yeah, I think he's from France. This is Cerrone. I've now got his 3 best albums. This was one I was missing, Cerrone's Paradise. Yeah. It's got the original little sticker there. Someone tried to peel it, but then they stuck it back on there. It says, "Hope you find happiness in my paradise." And then he's got his signature there, Cerrone. It's on Maligator Records. Yeah, if you like that trip back to that classic disco sound, you'll really like his albums. Oh, here was one I was looking for. Love them. Love this group. Birth Control, Plastic People, 1975. This is better. I hadn't heard this in a while, and their Backdoor Possibilities from 76 for a long time was my favorite. It's probably the most progressive, and this one out of all their output. But this one runs, I think, just a little bit longer, and it's very progressive too, and I like it much better actually than Backdoor Possibilities. So if you're looking to get into Birth Control, they're more progressive albums. This one, your best bet. Start with this one, and then Backdoor Possibilities, your next one. It's all you really need by them. The rest of their stuff is just very krautrock, hard rock, yeah, with just touches, embellishments of progressive. It's got a nice gatefold cover there on CBS 8921. And that was a, I think a Holland press or a UK press. No, Germany. Printed in Holland. Here's one I discovered not too many years ago, and I really love their sound. Their first 5 or 6 albums, just I really can get into their music. Very unique. Roland Bouquet fronts the group. I have a solo album by him called, what is it? Maybe Paradise in the title from 77. Anyway, he's here with his band members, and it has a more full sound. The group's called Catharsis. Yeah, from the early 70s, 71, 72. I love all Catharsis music. Just great. Love it. French band here. On the French, what is it? The Caravan label, yeah. The Caravan label. And then another group I love, especially their early to middle output. Love it all. I think about 78, 79, lost just a little bit of interest for me, but everything pre-79 and even the 79 isn't too bad at all. This is one of my favorites by them, Ange from France. This and La Cimetière d'Arlequin. La Cemetery d'Arlequins is what it looks like in English. But yeah, this one here came out in 72, just before La Cimetière d'Arlequin. Both of these are their best, I think. The Sons of Mandarin, and there was one other one. No, this is Caricatures. Emile Jacquet. That's another one I really like. But yeah, I love this album all the way through. I could listen to that one over and over and over. Same with Birth Control and that their Catharsis. Here's a group from Canada, French-Canadian band, Sloce, Stadacone. Yeah. I just found, not too long ago, their other album, and this is Stadacone. Can't think of the title of the other one, but yeah, both of these are great. Highly recommended. Great cover art there. There's the members of the band. And let's see here. Yeah, that's on the RCA Victor label. And what's playing now is Anyone's Daughter, a German band. They formed in the late 70s and produced music through the 80s. I love their sound, especially their first 3 or 4 albums. Yeah, if I could narrow it down, maybe the first 2 or 3 are their best if you're wanting to get into their music. This one here's a good one, Adonis. Highly recommended. Very progressive, symphonic, very melodic, beautiful, majestic music. Very, very beautiful. And here there was a gap after this album, and they had a few albums, and then this one came later. That was from 79, I think, or 80. This is from 81 or 2, called In Blue, In Blau. Another beautiful album. The songs on this one are a little shorter, more compact, maybe slightly less progressive, not as long epics as on their first 2. Here's another one I've been really enjoying the music of. Fred, the Big Star 1000, shown this. Other members of the vinyl community have as well. Atoll from France. Musicians on the Eurodisc label. Yeah, Eurodisc 87008. I think this is an original press. Love their music. Here they're getting started here, 74. I'll show the label here. And then this one here, I agree with Fred. This is their better one. L'Arrangé Mal, or however you pronounce that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fred. It's always fun listening to the way you pronounce your albums. It helps me, know how to pronounce some of these names. But yeah, this is a good one. I really like this one. Their musicians is maybe a 8.5 or a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. This one here is probably a 9.7 for my personal music taste that I'm looking for. This is very complex, very good instrumentation here, very good virtuoso music by the musicians here. They all play their instruments very well, nice melodies on here. Yeah, just love it. And here's another band, one of the trinity of the top Italian bands: Banco del Mutuo Soccorso, Premiata Forneria Marconi, and Lorme. Those 3 bands, if you're wanting to get in as your introduction to that very romantic, passionate Italian, complex symphonic sound, these are the bands to get into. This is Banco's later album from '78. Very beautiful symphonic masterpiece here. All the way through. I love it. Gorgeous. Di Terra. Gorgeous. Highly recommend this album. Got a beautiful custom label there of a nice juicy tomato. You know, the Italians love their pasta and their tomato sauces. Yummy. Yeah, delectable album there. And here is one from France. Another one from France that I was looking for. Pole. Bassams Rosette. They had there are some of the members from, well, the members of that are heard on that album are heard on this one too. This is Inside the Dream, Outside the Nightmare from '75 or '6. Very interesting album here. Electronics here. Very, very, very cool listen. Who's on here? Let's see here. Philippe Bassams, Jean-Louis Rosette, Paul Putti, and Pierre Chavigny. Marc Azad, Christian Rouche, and Eric Dervaux. Yeah, Inside the Dream on face A is a 25-minute song. And then Outside the Nightmare on face B runs 15 minutes, and then In the Maelstrom runs 5 minutes. Yeah, recorded June 9th, 1975. Great album here. And then this is another fantastic, oh my gosh. This grew on me. I didn't initially like it at first, but it really grew on me, and I love it now. Even though there's, you know, vocals in there, the narrative is telling a story, and when you know what the story's about, you understand why he gets kind of loud when he's talking through the music, but the music is just fantastic. Very powerful symphonic French progressive from the group Pulsar. Highly recommend all their albums. Yeah. This is Bienvenue au Council d'Administration. Pull it out of the protective cover there so not so much glare. Yeah, near mint. Incredible, incredible sound fidelity on here. Man, oh man. Wow, the mastering in the studio, they knew what they were doing. The sound on here is incredible. Listen to it. Listen to a sample on YouTube and see what you think. Just amazing. Yeah, I got a special surprise when I pulled the inner sleeve out here. There's that side and then that side. The 4 members of the band, all 4 members signed their names. Isn't that cool? Yeah, this was a, I think a theater play. Yeah, music made for kind of a, oh, I can't remember the details on it now, but you can do your research on it. But yeah, it's really a cool album. You know, by now the vocals on there don't bother me in the least. Very limited pressings on this, extremely limited. Only issued over there in that small town in France. So there's not many copies out there. Very difficult for me to snag this one. It's funny, I snagged a copy that was VG plus for the cover, and the record was near mint, and I thought, just in case I don't, get, something happens in the mail and I don't get it, I went and found another copy that was mint. This is mint, and ordered a backup copy, and they arrived the same day, even though I ordered them several days apart. But yeah, now I've got two great sounding copies. Should something happen to the other one. Well, that's my Vinyl Finds number 9. I hope you enjoyed, everybody. What's playing in the background is symphonic prog of Anyone's Daughter, Adonis. And I think that's side A. Take care, everybody. Talk to you later.